Shoulder stand, advanced tuck, rings. If you're an adult gymnastic skill seeker who wants to unlock the full shoulder stand on rings, chances are you're going to need to master the advanced tuck shoulder stand first. Before we get into the details, you first need to learn how to fall forward without hurting yourself. In this video, I will demonstrate the shoulder stand being performed on a low set of rings and on a high set of rings. Either way, the falling forward strategy is pretty much the same. When you fall forward, the most important thing is to hold onto the rings and not let go. The next most important thing is to tuck your chin to your chest to protect your head and neck. As I fall forward on the low rings, I focus on tucking my chin and actively pulling down on the rings to control the fall as much as possible. When the rings are low, I will land on my mid to upper back and roll out of the fall. When performing the fall on the high rings, I tuck my chin, actively pull down on the rings to control the fall as much as possible and allow my feet to hit the floor, but I try to do this with as little impact as possible. Falling is a skill that comes with practice, so don't be afraid to practice falling. Do it deliberately. Here's how to execute the advanced tuck shoulder stand on the rings set to a low setting. Stand with your feet together, roughly the length of your torso away from the rings. Grip the rings with a neutral grip, palms facing inwards. Keep the arms straight as you stack your shoulders vertically above your wrists. The ring straps should be vertical here. Next, bend your elbows and lower your shoulders to be slightly in front of the rings. As you do this, keep your elbows tucked by your sides and do not allow them to flare outwards. Now for the tricky part. You want to lift your feet off the floor while keeping the rings as stationary as possible. Notice how the hips are vertically stacked above the wrists and elbows. This is going to help with balance. From here, bend one knee and pull the heel of the foot as close to your butt as possible. Then push down into the rings nice and hard. Lightly lift the second foot off the floor to test the position of the rings. If you start to swing, place the foot back on the floor and try to position the rings so the straps are vertical. When you can lift the second foot off the floor and the rings stay stationary, bring the second foot up to the first foot. Push the inside edge of the feet and knees together to help create tension in the lower body. Keep your elbows pinned to your sides by squeezing the rings inwards. Once you've established balance, open the angle between the torso and thighs to move into the advanced tuck shape. As you do this, keep the feet together and keep the heels as close to your butt as possible. Once in the advanced tuck shoulder stand, hold it for the prescribed time. Holding for 10 to 20 seconds is a good starting place for most people. The process is nearly the same when you're ready to move to the high set of rings. Start by jumping to ring support, then move into a tuck L-sit. As you do this, focus on bringing the heels of the feet as close to your butt as possible. From here, lean the shoulders forward as you bend the elbows to move the shoulders down to be slightly forward of the rings. The hips need to move back and up as the shoulders move forward and down. Squeeze your elbows inwards and actively push into the rings to control the movement. Do not open the angle between the torso and thighs until the hips are vertically stacked above the wrists and elbows. Give it a try and see how you go. If you've got questions, please leave them in the comments. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.